there we go. I'm super excited about the leadership retreat. Last year, I missed it, not because I wasn't a diamond, but because I had another vacation already arranged. But I just heard some really, really good things about it. And if you guys read the flyer that Rachel posted, she usually has something up her sleeve. Last year they did an amazing photo shoot. I know some of you guys have seen those photos that they did and just was like, man, I wish I could be in that photo. Well, this is your opportunity. This is the last month to qualify to promote as a diamond in order to get to go on that retreat. It is all expense paid. Well, basically all you have to do is get your flight.
What's the address?
We'll be in Arizona this year. Brittany, I'm gonna mute you. Okay. So a little bit about me. I'm Latoya. I'm one of your triple diamond leaders on the money team. So let's see. When did I start? I started April of 2014. So I've been in the business a little over 2 years. I'll tell you guys just a little snippet of my story. So I started in April of 2014, and I was doing amazing. I promoted to executive, and then I was a teacher. And also a high school and middle school volleyball coach. So school started back in August, and things just got kind of crazy with my schedule, and I just didn't. I used the excuse that I didn't have time, which is something that we hear a lot from our potentials or from people that we reach out to. We hear that I don't have time, which we all know that you make time for those things that you want, right? So I was getting discouraged, of course, because those that are close to me were not supporting me. I had a best friend that just blatantly just was like disrespectful about the business, and it hurt me and it brought me down. So I quit. Or it took a pause, whatever you want to call it, but that was a long pause. It was like 7 months. And during that time, I was able to watch so many people on the money team like hit these diamond and above promotions, get those good bonuses. They went to conference, came back on fire. And I was like, man, I'm missing out on a whole lot. So I came back in February of 2020.
This mine.
And I took off running. I promoted to Ruby in April, Diamond in July. I did my Diamond anniversary yesterday. And then Double Diamond October and Triple Diamond in April of this year. So as you can see, a lot. When they say give this company a year and it can change your life, it is so true. But we know that it's not magic. It does take a lot of work and hard effort. And those are some things that I'm going to talk about today. How do you go diamond? You want to go diamond, but how do you get there? Of course, we know the steps to success, but I'm going to go into a little detail. So first, okay, everyone on here should have some type of team underneath them, okay? Hang on, let me mute everybody. I don't know how to do this. Okay. I think everybody's pretty much muted. But if you have a lot of background going on, then please go ahead and mute so we don't have to hear that, okay? All right, so like I was saying, if you're on this Zoom, then you have some type of team underneath you, okay? So whether you're a Ruby, an Emerald, or pushing for Diamond, pushing for Ruby, whatever, you have some type of team underneath you, and your upline seen something in you and invited you to this call, because as you know, it's not something that was posted in Money Team. This was an invite only call. So if you were invited, then your upline sees something special in you, okay? So first, I want to talk about eSuite. Everybody should know what eSuite is, right? You need to know what's going on with your business and with your team, okay? So with that being said, you need to make sure you are in eSuite at least at a minimum of 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, okay? And of course, once your team grows even bigger, you'll be in there more. But those are just some guidelines. Morning, noon, and night. When you wake up, you want to check your volume. You want to check your downline or your downline activities to see what loyals or what distributors were brought in, so that you can reach out to your teammates and let them know, if they need to make some placement moves. We used to have 48 hours. We now only have 24 hours to make those moves of distributors and loyal customers. So it's very, very imperative that we are in eSuite, basically stalking it down. Like, you have to stalk it down to make sure things are moving smoothly within your business. So eSuite 3 times a day, track that volume. So what I do, and this is something that Breon works with us, Diamonds and Above, with, is set specific days that you track your volume. So every month, you can go back and look in July and see on the 5th where your volume was. And if it's up, that's awesome. If it's down, you know that you need to put some more work in. Okay. So find those dates. I can't remember the specific dates. It was maybe like the 5th, 15th, 25th, and the last day of the month. Just kind of keep track of where your volume is on those specific days, the same day every month, so that you know what's going on with your business. Let's see. Let's see. So in your downline activity, that's where you'll see where new distributors are brought in, new loyal customers are brought in. You want to pay attention to your downline orders. You want to pay attention to your declines. Those are some things that you should go in and check every day, okay? Just to see what's going on with your business, all right? And I will ask for questions at the end. So if you have a question, then go ahead and just write it down, and then we'll take care of that at the end, okay? All right, next is steps to success. And yes, everybody knows what the steps to success is, but I just wonder, do we really, really know how important it is? And I say that because so many times we get so wrapped up in having distributors that are not working their business or not doing what they're supposed to do, especially if they're in a position where you need them to promote. But if you think about it, if you are completing your steps to success every month, you're bringing in your 4 and 3, you are building your team. Okay. So there's going to be people that come in, surprisingly, pay that $99 and you never hear from them again. That's dumb, right? I get it. I don't understand why it's happened to me sometimes. But unfortunately, that's just how people are. Some people are going to do that. We cannot waste energy on those people. Okay. Place 2 loyal customers underneath them, get your fast start, and keep it moving. Let's see. You're going to have people that come in, they're going to take off running, and that's awesome. Run with them. But you have to remember that your steps to success is number 1 priority, your business. Because at the end of the day, people are going to quit. People are not going to work. People are going to come in, and they're going to be some slackers. Okay? Well, I call it lollipopping. But if you are doing your steps to success every month, you're bringing in your own volume and you're bringing in your loyals. Okay. I mean, your distributors, which in return is building your team. So steps to success, number 1 priority. Your business comes first. Okay. You cannot waste time and energy on that dead weight because it's exhausting, it's frustrating, and it can be discouraging. It can be very, very discouraging. So steps to success. Another thing with the steps to success, when you're bringing in those 3 distributors or those 2, 1, 4, 5, however many it is a month, it's your responsibility to make sure they get the tools that they need. I think so many times distributors are brought in and they're just left hanging. We have that game plan checklist for a reason, okay? That's number 1 priority. If you go over that game plan checklist thoroughly with them, then that should set them up. Now, you have to understand, we have some people that need their hand held. They need you to show them how to set up their first post. They need you to show them how to go in and sign a loyal customer the 2 ways, through eSuite and through their website. You have to take the time with your new distributors and teach them what you need them to know to be successful. Okay. So, number 1 is launch parties. I think so many times we give these distributors options. It's not an option to have an auto ship set up. When I don't give people my website to enroll, unless they're just super, super adamant about it, no, I'll do it. Like, it's not even an option. So, if somebody's ready to enroll, okay, I'm going to call you and I'm going to enroll you. I enroll everybody. Or I'm on the phone walking you through it. Just because there's so many issues with people typing in the wrong website and signing up on other people's pages, and then we don't catch it because we're not in eSuite 3 times a day like we're supposed to be. So I try to do all the work myself. I go in my eSuite, I sign them up. And I like to use eSuite to enroll my distributors, and that's because I can see right there where I add their business builder kit. I can also add what they want on their auto ship for the next month. We always encourage that box of wraps and then maybe some greens or a different product, but it has to be that ADBB. That has been one of the biggest issues is the auto ship, and I just feel like if we press the issue when they come in and let them know that it's not an option, then it won't be a problem for us. Also, a lot of people are concerned about not having the money. You don't need it until 30 days later, so you can figure it out. And you have a box of wraps coming in your kit. That box of wraps can pay for your auto ship, okay, for the next month. So you have 25 days to sell 4 wraps to get the money for your auto ship. So it's not an option. Rachel talks about all the time how when she joined this company, she was broke, but she always ran her auto ship. So you want your distributors to run their auto ship. First of all, you get paid off their auto ship. Second of all, if you don't get no fast start bonus if their auto ship isn't set up, okay? So press the issue. Stop letting it be an option, okay? We're going to set it up now, and we'll figure out how it's going to get paid for later, okay? And as leaders, those that are aspiring to be diamonds, you have to have your auto ship set up too. You got to lead by example. You can't tell your team to set their auto ship up and you don't even have your auto ship set up, okay? You can never tell somebody something to do that you're not willing to do yourself, all right? So back to the game plan checklist. Those tasks on there are necessary, okay? Urgency, like success loves speed. I know you guys have heard that 50 million times, but we have to press the urgency. So tell them, you need to get your first 4 loyal customers before your kit comes. There's no reason why people go 30 days and they miss that 30-day mark without having 4 loyal customers when you got people signing 4 loyal customers in 2 days. There's no reason. You're not getting it because you're not opening your mouth, okay? Your distributors aren't getting it because you're not opening your mouth and telling them that this is what needs to happen and this is how you do it. If you have to sit down and send messages with them, then do that. The script says reach out to those people that are close to you that you know will support you. All you got to do is open your mouth. You guys will be so surprised at what can happen if you just open your mouth. If you just open your mouth. Step outside of that comfort zone and open your mouth. Ask your brother to support you. Matter of fact, no, don't ask him. Tell him, I need you to do this for me. You can try one of my products for 3 months. Okay? We got to stop letting this be an option. And we just got to make it happen. Be assertive. You know, a lot of times people confuse being assertive with aggressive. And hopefully I'm not being aggressive right now. I'm trying to be assertive, but I just want you guys to know that urgency is necessary, okay? That assertiveness is necessary. We cannot be yellow. If you're a yellow person, you got to get over it. You got to mix a little red in there because yellow isn't going to get you very far, okay? So back to the game plan checklist. It also talks about getting those launch dates. Launching is so important. So important, and it should happen within the first week or 2. Like the distributors that I just signed, I already have their launch date on my calendar, and 2 of them I haven't even went over the game plan checklist with them. I want to go press. That's my goal. So I had to turn it up a notch. Okay, so everybody that I bring in is gonna be like this. Gonna be on it. I'm gonna be on you like white on rice. So if we want that success, then that's how we have to be with the people that we're enrolling. Especially your personally enrolled are the people that's gonna make you the money. Okay, so if you're enrolling people, you want to make sure that they're taken care of, regardless if you place them or not. You must take care of your personally enrolled. Okay, so get those launch parties. It's not an option. I need a date right now. Okay, or you can text me tonight. And if you ain't texting me by the time it's time for me to go to bed, I'm texting you. What's the party date? Okay, we figure out the second day, but I need one to put on my calendar. Okay, and if I have to travel, I'm willing to travel. I will hop in my car and drive to launch you. Okay, because you're my personally enrolled. That's going to build my check. Okay. All right. Let's see. Personal development. This is something that I struggled with big time. I'm a very honest person, so I'll be honest with you. I hate to read. Like, it makes me sleepy, and I don't like to read. But I have learned so much since I've gotten over myself. I started off with audiobooks, and then I realized I didn't remember much from just driving down the street and listening to the books. So I actually started getting the hard copy in my hand. I download the Kindle app on my iPhone because sometimes I just want to bust out the book and read. Like, I don't want to have an actual book in my hand. But we always have our phones, right? So if you have a Kindle or if you have a phone where you can download the Kindle app, get those electronic books. So if you're waiting for your gas to finish pumping, pull up a page and read a page. Sometimes at the gym, in between my sets, I'll pull out my phone and read my Bible verses for the day or my Bible plan for the day. But personal development is so important. Like, I don't even know how to stress it. It goes with your whole mindset. So this business can get a little crazy. A lot of times we don't understand things. And it's all here. It's all in our mindset. But if you are reading a book that is developing you personally, it's going to change your mindset, and it'll open your eyes to things that you didn't quite understand or you really wasn't quite open to in the first place. So find a book. First, everybody should have read GoPro. If you have not read GoPro and you are on this Zoom, shame on you. So that's what you need to do first. Make sure you finish GoPro. If you prefer to listen to it, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're not at the gym listening to it or driving down the street. You know, you want to be able to sit down and write notes to make sure that you remember some key points that he talks about in the book, okay? So audio is fine. Just make sure that you can take notes, okay? Other books that you can read. This is how you can figure out what you need to read. Think about your strengths and think about your weaknesses. Take those weaknesses and find a personally developed a book about that weakness. That's a personal development book, okay? So if you feel like you're not a strong leader or you're struggling with leadership, go to Amazon and search personal development books about leadership. Confidence. If you're having an issue with your confidence, go to Amazon, type personal development books with confidence. You know, Google everything. Google will tell you everything. So I want you guys, I want to give you guys a task. I want you to write down 3 weaknesses, okay? You don't have to do it right now. This is something you can do afterwards. But write down those 3 weaknesses, and then I want you to go find a book. You should be reading 1 book a month, okay? So it's not a lot. Attempt to do it. Try very, very hard. No, we don't say try. Do it. 1 book a month. Okay. You should always be reading something. Always be reading something. And then just like I talked about your strengths and weaknesses, just know what your weaknesses are. And it's okay to have weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, but that's how you become a stronger person. That's how you become a stronger leader. It's because you know what they are and you're willing to work on them. Okay. So be honest with yourself. Okay, I want to talk about communication a little bit. At this level that you guys are at, you should know everybody on your chart. You should have talked to them. And I'm not talking about just a text message. I'm talking about like full-blown conversation. We used to do an exercise and money team randomly, like Rachel would post, like, share something about your upline or share something about your sideline, share something about somebody in your downline. Like, sometimes you have to get personal. And I don't need to know your husband cheated on you, but how many kids you got? You know, where do your kids go to school at? Where do you live at? Where do you work at? Are you married? Are you single? Whatever. Like, find out stuff about your downline, okay? You should definitely know what their whys are. If you have people in your downline and you don't know what their why is, how are you supposed to help them? Whether you personally enrolled them or not, They're in your downline. So how are you supposed to help them if you don't even know what their why is? You don't know nothing about this person. So I know there was a lot of times people were just like, well, Rachel mentioned not doing like leadership team meetings if you're not a diamond and above. But how are you supposed to lead somebody that you don't even know anything about? How are you supposed to help somebody if you don't know anything about them? So, get to know your downline. Make those phone calls. Make a list in your calendar of who you're going to talk to every day. Okay? Those relationships are so important. Whether you enroll them or not, it doesn't matter. If they're in your downline, you are their upline, one of their uplines. Okay? So build those relationships. Get to know those people. Okay, so everybody wants to be the chief, right? We got a lot of people that find it hard to take directives from other people. I know some people have an issue with taking directives from people that are younger than them. You gotta get over it. Especially if this person has been around longer than you in this business, they're higher ranked than you in this business, they possibly just might know a little bit more than what you know. And that's fine. You have to be okay with taking those directives. And as a leader, you have to be okay with giving those directives. If someone isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, you have to tell them. And then show them or tell them what they need to be doing. Okay? So sometimes it's hard, especially for you yellow people, but you have to be honest with your downline. Okay? You have to be honest. Because if they're saying they want to go diamond this month and they ain't sent out no messages, or they don't have no potential, or they're just not working, they're not posting, how can you honestly tell me that you want to go diamond this month and you ain't even did nothing? So be honest with them. Another thing I want to talk about is staying plugged in. You guys should be reaching out to your upline. Your diamond upline, your double diamond upline, your triple diamond upline, whoever, all three of them, two of them, one of them, whatever, for a one-on-one. Okay, they shouldn't have to come chase you down. You should be texting them like, hey, what you got open on your calendar? Let me get a spot. Okay. There's some feedback. Can you guys mute, please? Thank you. Oh, one-on-ones. Okay, so yeah, reach out to your upline. It's a new month. How many of you, raise your hand, have already reached out to your upline for a one-on-one? Okay, that's great. Great. And if it's just your direct upline, it's okay to build that relationship with their upline also. There's not such thing as too many one-on-ones. Okay. So reach out for those one-on-ones. So staying plugged in. Okay, so we have the money team group. That's the only group we have. That's the only group that we should have. Okay. When new distributors are added, you guys should be there to welcome them. When there's questions asked, if you know the answer, you should be there to answer the question. As you all know, we had to turn off we had to put the approve. You have to have your post approved now. And sometimes we might take a while to be able to get to the post, but we see it. And sometimes people post things that we don't want to go to the wall. So we may send you a private message or tag you in something. So say, for instance, you or one of your downline introduce a new DT with a collage. We know that you're not supposed to add the collage. So That post may never come through. So if somebody in your downline like, hey, I tried to add Johnny, but it never showed up, then you need to address that. Well, did you add a collage or figure out what it is? Okay. So we have the money team group. There's tons of files. There's tons of photos in there. There's tons of resources. So use those resources. If you have a question, I strongly suggest, so like say for instance, you get an error message while signing up a DT or LC. I strongly suggest you to go and search the money team before, or ask your upline before you go in there and post it. Because I guarantee that question was asked probably like 5 or 6 times before, and it's been answered 5 or 6 times before. So go ahead and go check go search. Does everybody know how to search? If you go to the money team page, up in the right-hand corner, there's a search bar. So you can search. So you can search the word credit floor if that's what pops up, while you're trying to sign a loyal customer. Scroll through and it'll tell you exactly what that means. Okay. I know that there has been some side groups, but we don't recommend the side groups. And only because at this level, you're not a diamond and above leader. So basically, diamond is the leadership level. So, sorry, there's a fly in our house. We don't recommend those groups just because we want to make sure that everybody is staying plugged into the money team, and we don't have, once again, we go back to the chief versus I don't know how to say this, but I guess kind of just like wait your turn to be that chief. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot pour into your team and you can't be, the upline, but I'm trying to figure out a way to explain this. I don't want to offend anybody, but basically it's kind of like the blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? So just chill out on the side groups. Utilize the money team group. Utilize your upline. Sometimes we do create small groups for like a run or something like that. But your means of communication with your team should not be through a group. It's so easy to hide and get lost in a group. And for me, what I found, it was double work. So back in the day when I had a group, I would put a message in the group, ask a question, and you would have 3 people that would answer the question. So then it's like, okay, I really need to know, the answer to this question. So now I have to go back and send text messages and follow-ups and phone calls and different things like that. Groups aren't really personable, okay? I will say they're fun at times to like kind of goof around and get to know each other, but you want to do that one-on-one with your team. So that's why a group isn't a good idea. Because you're missing that one-on-one. Yeah, you will learn a lot about the outspoken person, but what about the shy kid that sits in the back corner of the classroom? They're not going to talk in the group, right? So that's why we say scratch the groups. Just work on, those individual phone calls, those text messages, and those individual relationships with your team. Okay, besides trying to put everybody in a group and get the word out that way. All right. You want to stay plugged in with your uplines. They should know what's going on. If you sign a DT and they hadn't reached out to you yet, you need to be like, hey, I signed a DT. Let's talk about placement. Regardless if y'all talked last week about placement, things change. And that's the crazy thing with this business. The strategy changes from day to day, from week to week. Okay. So whereas at the beginning of the month, the goal was probably this, now here we are at the 15th and it may need to switch. So that's why that consistent communication is important with your upline so that you guys are on the same page at all times. Okay. If you don't have an accountability partner, you need to get one, okay? Because it's so important to make sure you're connecting with other people. You got your uplines, your downlines, your sidelines, your accountability partners. The more that you have people to be able to pour into you and hold you accountable and you build relationships with, that friendship aspect of It Works becomes great. I've lost some friends, but I've gained so many more friends throughout this business because we're all here for the same goal. So make sure you are staying plugged in. If you have an accountability partner, remember, that's a two-way street. You shouldn't always be reaching out. If your accountability partner isn't holding you accountable, then you need to talk to your upline so you can find a new one. Okay? Other leaders. So, there's top earners that we follow on, Periscope, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. And that's amazing. Like you should be following them, watching their videos and different things like that. What I want you guys to keep in mind is we're different. Money Team is different. Okay. There's only 2 Black teams out there. Okay. So like Ronnie and Alina, Arena, Adrian, all of them, they're all in the same team. And then you got us. Okay. A lot of people, I know it's been brought up that in Ronnie's video, she talks about how she doesn't cold message. And that's fine because that's what works for Ronnie, because Ronnie has that stature already to where she doesn't have to cold message. She got people knocking on her inbox. We don't. Okay. And if you do, then that's great. But majority of us don't. So therefore we have to send those cold messages. Basically what I'm getting at is it's okay to, get those tips and, watch other leaders' video. I encourage it. We encourage it. But you also have to think realistically, okay? When they say they don't cold message, why? She's already an ambassador diamond. She's number 4 in the company. And she already has stature before It Works. Think about that. You're not like Ronnie. I'm not like Ronnie. Rachel isn't like Ronnie. So what works for Ronnie isn't going to work for us. So I want you guys to just, kind of think about that when you're listening to these other leaders and when they're doing their periscopes and their lives, okay? And then you got other leaders on the money team too. So make sure you know who those diamond and above leaders are. So in the case that you can't get a hold of your upline, it's okay to message me on Facebook and ask me a question. Or I can do a 3-way call with you and a potential if you can't get in contact with somebody. So know who those diamond and above leaders are so that you can reach out to them if you need something. You're not directly, you don't have to always reach out to your direct upline, especially if they're busy or they're still working or whatever. Just know that you have options. You are not by yourself in this business, okay? So get to know the leaders, plug in, reach out. Another thing is events. So wherever we have a diamond and above leader at, so I know we got Peoria, Chicago, Dallas, the DC area, Charlotte. I think Larissa's in Charlotte, Mississippi. Where am I missing? Yeah, all those places. There's a calendar every month for each and every one of those places. So if you're around or close to one of those places, then you need to make sure you save that calendar to your phone every month and you make it your business to get to one of those events. The corporate events, very, very important. Conference, green carpet, very important. This is how important it is. I slipped up and didn't get a ticket to green carpet. I was going down there without a ticket to green carpet. But there's no way that I could be a triple diamond on the money team. Excuse me. And not show up to a corporate event as big as a green carpet. So if I had to sit on the beach and watch it from my phone, that's what I was going to do. But I know how important it is to be around the team. I know how important it is to be around my upline, to be in her face, and to suck in everything that she says. Because in this business, we duplicate, right? So basically, everything that I'm telling you right now, I didn't heard Rachel say it. Or I didn't heard Dan say it. Or I didn't heard Aaron tweet or Alina say it. Duplicate. It's okay. Remember, it's okay to copy in this business. It's okay to steal people pictures. It's okay to steal people posts. You just tweak it a little bit, make it yours. But we duplicate. So these events, conference, nobody should miss conference. And I'm going to tell you guys, when they announce those dates, you need to have your money ready to buy your ticket right away. Not 2 days from later, not payday. Like, so if you got to put aside $150, I don't even know how much it is, but just put aside $150. You might have some change left over so you can get your ticket. Then that's what you got to do. Conference was in January last year. It was in February this year. So they usually, I think, announce the tickets around September, October, November. I don't know. Somewhere around there. But I'm telling you, get your money ready. We buy the tickets and we figure out the rest later. There's people that drive. So if you can afford to drive, hop in the car with somebody and put some on some gas. It's cheaper than buying a $400 plane ticket. Okay? There shouldn't be no excuses. Conferences change your life. They change your business. Okay? They do. Seriously. I went to my first conference this year, and it definitely changed my life. So make that a priority to be at these conferences. I was talking to one of the distributors this year at Green Carpet, and she was saying how every year she's had to take out a payday loan to go to conference or to go to Green Carpet. And this is the first year that she hasn't had to take out a payday loan. But she knew how important it was, so she made sure that she was there. So the numbers are increasing, but for us to have a team of over 2,000 people, they should be bigger. They should be a lot bigger. So make it your business to be there. Desiree just had a baby. Her and Lil Dion strapped up on the plane, at conference, at everything. So there's really no excuses. No excuses at all. You want to make it your business to be there, to be around those like-minded people, to be around the team. Conference is amazing. It's like a whole production. Like, I walked in February and I was like, man, like, this is nice. And then, like, the atmosphere is just crazy. So, okay, that's enough about conference, but you don't want to miss it. Like, seriously, it's amazing. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is getting uncomfortable, okay? And it's hard, very, very hard. And that could go from, stepping outside of your box if you're an introvert. Blitzing. A lot of people struggle with blitzing face-to-face. It's simple. It's very simple. You have the coupon. So that's the conversation starter. A lot of times I like to, I was at Six Flags on Wednesday, and I didn't have my phone. I didn't have a Blitz card, but I knew that I had an online party on Thursday, and I wanted some new people at that party. So there was a lady standing there with her daughter. So I walked up to her and I said, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Which she was. I wasn't lying. She was cute. And so I just started talking to her, and I was like, where are you from? And we just had a conversation. I was like, you know what? I'm having have you ever heard of It Works? And she was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, well, I'm having a Facebook party on tomorrow, and I would love for you to be my guest, just kind of listen to the what we offer as far as products and the business aspect. And I didn't have no phone. I looked at Rachel. I'm like, gee, can I borrow your phone? I ain't got my phone. I'm like, well, don't leave. My husband coming back with my phone. I mean, if I had to write her name on my hand, that's what I would have done. But there just can't be any excuses. So I say that to say, with this bonus on the line, with this diamond retreat on the line, you guys can't have any excuses. You have to open your mouth. You have to get uncomfortable. Okay? They always talk about, their lady sitting at the table at Starbucks or at Bread Co. That could be your next runner. But you just walk right on past her and not even give her that coupon. Not even get her information to be able to follow up with her. We got to open our mouths. We have to get uncomfortable. that goes back to, you know, the first 4 loyal customers. And when we bring distributors in, there's no reason why nobody shouldn't have their first 4 loyal customers. Granted, sometimes family don't support you. But if you open your mouth, people, you could get 4 loyal customers. Okay, so we gotta open our mouth. So I was a coach and I played volleyball and basketball. And one thing that I remember my coach is always telling me is after the game, like if you're not exhausted, you didn't give it your all. So I always told my girls to leave it all out there on the court. Okay. At the end of the month, you should feel like today that you left everything you had in July. You should be exhausted. Okay. That's how it should be. And if you can't say that you left it all in the month before, then you need to turn it up a notch. Because being comfortable is not going to get you diamond this month. Being comfortable is not going to get you on that diamond retreat in Arizona with us this month, next month, or whenever, October, November. I don't even know when it is. It's not going to work. I'm trying to tell y'all. I've been there. And I'm still getting uncomfortable. There's so many levels to this uncomfortable stuff. So you might want to start now. Sacrifice. And this is hard. So as you guys know, I was a teacher. So my work schedule was from 7:30 to 3. When I say sacrifice, that means sleep. You're going to have to sacrifice your time. You're going to have to sacrifice your family and your friends. It's going to take a hit. I'm lucky to have a husband that is so supportive. And he'll cook it sometimes. Or we just go hungry. That's why I gained so much weight. I was eating out all the time because I didn't have time to cook. Because I would go from work. Sometimes I didn't even have a lunch break or a prep hour because I was doing one-on-ones. Or I was on the phone with one of my teammates, checking on them or answering questions, doing 3-ways with them. Then I would come home and come sit right here at this table where I am now with crap all over the place, and I would work till midnight, till 1, 2, and then have to be back up at 5:45 in the morning. I got sick. I stayed sick. February, March, and April were some of the roughest months of my life. But it was worth it. It was worth it. But my question to you guys are you willing to make that sacrifice? Are you willing to be tired? Are you willing to have to live off energy drinks because you've been up all night? Are you willing to have to sacrifice that time with your family? You sacrifice the time now so that you can have all the time later. Okay? Friends, hey, if they ain't bringing no money in, then you don't get the time right now. I got friends I ain't talked to since in about a year. Maybe a text message here and there. We don't hang out. We ain't on the same level no more. Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Are you willing to let those toxic people in your life go? Or not necessarily let them all the way go, but, you know, just set them to the side for a little bit. Ask yourself, are you willing to make those sacrifices? Because going diamond is not a cakewalk. It takes a lot of work. And double is even harder. And triple is even harder. And so on. So it starts now. You say you want to go diamond, but are you willing to put that work in? Are you willing to develop personally? Are you willing to make sure that you're in E-Suite, checking what's going on with your team, and communicating with your upline? Are you willing to take those directives? You have to ask yourself all these things. Because if not, you're not ready. Because all of that is necessary to go diamond and above. Okay. But last but not least, we got to be finishers. Okay. I remember last year in July, I walked in Rachel's basement for a watch night, and we still had about four days left in the month. And she's like, "Okay, you finishing tonight?" And I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute, I still got some days left." But no, we have to be finishers, and we cannot wait till the last day of the month. Okay, the last day of the month should not exist. So if you guys are running this month and you want to go diamond, the 29th is your day to go diamond. That's the last day of the month, the 29th. That's when watch night is. Okay? That's it. We cannot no longer wait until the last day of the month. It's stressful. If any of you have ever hit a promotion or been involved in somebody's promotion and you're on the last day of the month and it's 11:45 and your computer freezing up and you still got one last order to put in, it's stressful. Very stressful. Like, I'm gonna make you sick to your stomach, because then the clock strike 12 and it's over. Like, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. So don't wait till the last day. Okay, let's do this. I don't know. I hope this was helpful. I'm sure some of the stuff you guys may have heard before, but and I know I was very assertive, but this is like a serious matter. So I wanted to make sure that you guys understood that. Do you have any questions for me?